Hi Aquarius, welcome to your mid-December 2018 tarot and astrology reading. Thank you all so much for your likes and subscriptions and your support this year. It means the world to me. So let's see what additional messages we can bring for December. Now, the December reading in general was quite lengthy, so it will have the most detail in it. I'm trying to keep these ones brief, but so far they've been about 20 to 30 minutes anyway, so I'll try not to rabbit on too much. But Aquarius, we have the magnificent opportunities, as I said before, in the December reading lasting all month. The first 3 weeks of December have been primarily about your networking, your connections. Some amazing people could come into your life within the next 6 months, from the new moon in Sagittarius on the 7th of December onward until Gemini season in late May, June of 2019. With Jupiter in that sector of the sky as well, it's going to be enhancing the quality. Yes, Jupiter, 9 of Cups popping out, knowing when its ears are burning. Jupiter, the planet of wish fulfillment, the great benefic, granting you wishes, particularly with your connections and networking. We also have an interesting connection between Mars and Neptune in your financial sector, meaning that the combination of assistance from people you know and money could generate some interesting circumstances. You could find your clientele is growing. You could find you're meeting influential people through your friends. You're more popular over the next 6 months in particular. So make sure that your manifestations for what you need from other people is set, okay? So with, as I say, the planets as they are, your connections are outstanding, but you need to be out there talking to people to get there. So if you're currently in hermit mode and you're looking for a sign, then this is it. Okay, Aquarius? So let's see what we have going on for you in the last half of the last month of 2018. Hope it's good. The 8 of Cups. The 2 of Wands. Well, if this doesn't look like a decision, then I don't know what does. The 6 of Pentacles and your assistance. As I said, financial assistance from other people is... Oh, the Hangman is your challenge. And the outcome is the Knight of Cups. Ooh la la. Right. Okay. The World. Nice. This is actually really good. Again, very nice. Okay, so let's see what we can come together with. So I like to begin the reading with the challenge, because we can get that out of the way as we go through. Now, the challenge being the only major arcana in the spread here. Of course, we have the World here, which trumps most things, I must say. But the Hanging Man is insisting on being acknowledged as somewhat of a challenge. So basically, your thinking, your perspective on a certain issue, whatever this issue is. For a lot of you, it's a should I stay or should I go? And that could apply to your job. It could apply to your romantic sector. It could apply to anything. The should I stay or should I go theme can come across any area of your life. But the Hangman means that you need to have a different perspective on the decision. It may also mean that you need to delay acting out of a certain perspective, you know. So if you are feeling in particular a little bit pessimistic, or you're feeling too optimistic, there's a need to sort of balance out the feeling with the opposing feeling. So if you're feeling too optimistic, maybe consider a little bit what you would need as a safety net. Or if you're feeling incredibly pessimistic, consider what it is that would actually go right, you know? So as I say, the Hangman is all about taking a new perspective, and that's the issue. So this is all you need to do. You need to hold on for a second and take a pause and reflect. What is it about the decision that makes you feel stuck? What is it about the decision that makes you feel like you don't know how to act, or you don't know which route to take, because you're standing at a crossroads here, Aquarius, quite evidently. And it's almost as if you need a moment to catch your bearings, but it may not be the easiest time to do that astrologically, given the amount of people that are going to be wanting your time and your attention. There's one person in particular that wants your attention, Aquarius, that I'm seeing as the outcome, and it's a romantic interest. It could be a water sign, it could be a Scorpio, Pisces, or a Cancer. But it could be anybody. Now we have the challenge here, so you know that you need to see things from a different perspective and sort of surrender somewhat. But with the Six of Pentacles, you're getting assistance, especially if it is financial. So if you've been looking for financial assistance, it seems to be granted by somebody this month. With Pisces energy in the air, your finances should be going quite well. Mars always gives it a bit of a drive, a bit of a kick. It inspires you to be more entrepreneurial about your money. It gives you a greater desire to make money, a greater desire to put in extra hours, a greater desire to put in extra effort. These are all very beneficial energies. But for some reason, as I say, you have this moment of reflection and of pause where you need to see things from a different angle. But it doesn't seem to be regarding money. I feel like you need to see things from a different angle in your personal life. And it could be friends. I don't feel like it is, because your friend zone is so... your friendship sector is so well enhanced at the moment, especially with Jupiter. Some of you could be traveling long distances with the world, or maybe even short distances, I suppose. But it's kind of like... for a lot of you, you seem to be in relationships that have gone on for quite a while, and they've maybe been going through a turbulent period, and you want to know if you should go, or you want to know if you should stay, because the world can be the end of something. So you're wondering if it's good to give it, maybe the festive season, maybe going into a new year is making you rethink what relationship you're in, and if it's worth going into 2019 with. Especially if you're seeing somebody and it's been going on for quite a while and there's no commitment, there's no conversation. Or if you've been looking for somebody for quite a while, maybe you're wondering if you should move geographically, or you're wondering if you should change jobs, change cities, because you feel like you're not meeting anybody. So all these questions could be coming into play, Aquarius, which is why we have the Hanged Man. Now, let me see. We could have a fire sign here. This can also be your entrepreneurial streak, but this can be Leo, Sagittarius, or an Aries. There's the Magician in the middle. Ah, the Magician. He always throws a bit of a... Oh, the Lovers. Oh, the Lovers. Oh, lovely. Lovely, lovely, lovely. Oops. And the Eight of Swords as your challenge. So, the King of Wands. The Knight of Wands. Sorry. 2 knights. Oh, okay. And Justice. Right. So, we've got a lot of romantic energy coming through. The Lovers and the Six of Pentacles. You could be attracting people who are very giving, people who are very generous with their time, generous with their money, generous with their affection. You may also have options. We find the Lovers often represents more than one option, and with 2 knights as the outcome, this seems to suggest a lot of Aquarians, particularly females, may have more than one after their heart. So, with the Lovers in the positive position, the best way that you can meet your love interest is to be honest, to express yourself, to be trusting and trustworthy. It's all about being completely content with who you are. And with the Six of Pentacles, it's not being afraid to give. Okay, so if you're in a relationship, if the issue is that you're in a relationship or a situationship where you're not official or anything, consider the giving aspect of it. This happens a lot for relationships. People have to be mindful of what they are giving and what they are receiving. It's the time of year for giving, yes. But have you been giving to this person more than you've been getting back? Have you been investing more than you've been getting out? These are good questions to ask under this transit, although I feel for a lot of Aquarians, love is actually looking pretty good. And as I was saying about the Lovers card, being able to trust and being trustworthy, okay? Everyone believes, well, not everyone, but most people when they go into relationships believe themselves to be trustworthy. And it would astound you how many people go into relationships believing the other person not to be. And going into relationships where we don't trust the other person is doing a disservice to ourselves and doing a disservice to them. Consider how afraid you are of getting hurt, because this may trap you in a cage of your own making. When you're afraid of getting hurt, you deny yourself certain opportunities. You hold yourself back on purpose. You're going to be surrounded by a lot of people. There's going to be a lot of people who want your attention, but you have to be mindful of the fact that not everybody can get through to the person who is surrounded by an army of others, right? So if you're surrounding yourself with your friends every time you go out, maybe it's not so easy for people to get to you. I mean, love is the greatest barrier to pain. It's not the cause of it. When I see the Eight of Swords, I often feel like you have, because the Hangman too is a voluntary position, building your own cage and wondering why nobody's getting through. So just be mindful of that. You seem to be getting a lot of romantic opportunities this month, Aquarius. And I did speak a lot about the December reading, how you will receive offers in December, but you may deny them yourself because you're fearing the consequences. But it looks like if you're going to deny the offers, you're going to be denying more than one. I think the two knights seem to represent two different individuals for a lot of people, particularly if you're dealing with a fire sign. But if you're dealing with a fire sign, I feel like they're really coming through for you romantically. Justice is here, suggesting that karma is at play. People are being fair. People are being held to account for their actions. And those that haven't been fair will be found out, as it were. With the Magician and the Two of Wands, you are creating your own destiny. You're creating your own reality. You're not a victim of your future. You're creating your future. That's the greatest way to predict it. You're standing at a crossroads and you're wondering which path to take. You're wondering, should you go now or should you go later? You're deliberately delaying a decision. You're deliberately holding some part of you back. You're not going full throttle into your relationships. You're not going full throttle into your friendships. You're not taking your opportunities because you're scared. That's fine. You get more than one opportunity if you've missed one already. There seems to be more than one message. There seems to be more than one person. If you are interested in staying in the Eight of Swords position, and you know you're interested in that, that's okay. Because believe it or not, a lot of people seem to want to stay in their comfort zone, even if it is making them miserable, because emotions in many ways that are familiar are addictive. And people can sometimes really get stuck in a routine of feeling a certain way and behaving a certain way. And then it's very difficult to get out. It's kind of human nature. A lot of people do get stuck in a routine and stuck in their ways. And your challenge is indeed seeing things in a different perspective. There's more than one opportunity presents itself. And it's fair. It's something that you can trust, as it were. That's what justice is all about. Fair treatment. It also signifies consequences. So if you, as I say, if you are hiding indoors away from everybody because you don't really want to go out, don't expect destiny to do a home visit. You know? Law and effect. The Tower. So you definitely had a crumbling moment. Something wasn't built to last. The Ten of Pentacles and the Magician. This also came up for Scorpio as a combination, actually. The Nine of Swords is in your positive position. So you're waking up to something. Ace of Pentacles in the challenge. And the Eight of Pentacles is the outcome. And the Nine of Cups again. Okay. Nine of Swords in the positive position. You're being released from your anxious fears. You are getting out of them. You're allowing yourself to be in the moment, to be present, and be a little bit vulnerable too, despite the fact that you've had a Tower moment, quite possibly with a fire sign before, quite possibly someone where you had to walk away from, or they walked away from you, and it was devastating. This is the way I'm seeing this. Devastating. Maybe your fiery nature created a Tower moment. Maybe you were feeling afraid, so you became volatile. Now, as Aquarians, very unique individuals, very unique way of seeing things, very unique way of communicating. And for the most part, Aquarians really enjoy their freedom. But a lot of the time, freedom can be very confused with loneliness. You know, to be, in an essence, really, nobody else can control what we do, and nobody else can control what we think, right? I mean, we had the Justice card. There's certain laws in place, there's certain structures, etc. But if you're very, very afraid of someone taking away your freedom in relationships, consider what that really means. Because you may find that your fear of being restrained is actually a fear of being vulnerable and a fear of needing somebody, a fear of that connection, right? Because a lot of you are getting over that this month. You're getting over your fear of true, authentic connection, which may have, in essence, been creating unstable environments before within romantic relationships. A lot of you are getting past that. In fact, a lot of you are manifesting wonderful things. A lot of you are manifesting things that are very fulfilling and stable, because that's what the Ten of Pentacles is. It can often represent family. And you're at a crossroads of what it is that you want to manifest, and you're suddenly realizing freedom is not truly freedom if you're restricting yourself. It's not. And here come two people. For some people it's two, for some it's a lover from somewhere very distant, it's traveling and meeting somebody somewhere else, it's relocating and meeting someone, it is falling in love with a fire sign, falling in love with a water sign. But for whatever form this person comes in, the Eight of Pentacles to me represents a relationship where you can work on it together and you can work through issues and you're building something greater. The Nine of Cups to me also suggests that this is something that you've been wishing for. Your connections are strong. The only issue is that you need to realize when you're isolating yourself and putting yourself in a cage and wondering why nobody else is getting through, why you are crying for freedom in your relationships, and you're realizing that it's actually a fear of connection of some kind, because you can be in a relationship and be free. But the thing most likely to restrict you is not a relationship, it's more to do with your thought patterns. And this is for those of you that are single and wondering why there's nobody coming through. For some, it certainly seems to be a fear of true, authentic connection. And as I say, that seems to be overcome. For a lot of you are going to break free from your loneliness into a much more understanding connection, where you feel like you're happy to receive and you're happy to give all at the same time. This looks to me like two people working it out together. Two very different people. One's very romantic and the other person's very adventurous, and they combine to make something significant. whatever it is that you're going through this month, Aquarius, in this final period of 2019, you seem to be finding people come into your life who want to work on things for you and with you and towards a greater future, towards a greater outcome for everyone. Because it's not just you appearing in this reading, Aquarius, it's somebody else, and it's support, and it's camaraderie, and it's romance. Your connections with other people are going to be the most freeing experiences that you find yourself going into 2019 with. So I hope you enjoyed that reading, guys. I'm just going to give you a couple of Goddess Guidance cards before I go, because I keep forgetting to. Ooh. Inner wisdom. You know what to do. Trust your inner wisdom and take appropriate action without delay. Be strong. You're stronger than you think you are, and your strength assures a happy outcome. I'm just going to do a universe card, and that will be us finished for this year. Can you believe? Okay. When I'm connected to my joyful presence, I attract support from the universe. Funny that word support came up so often in this reading. So I love you guys. I will talk to you for January 2019. Take care. Have a wonderful holiday season. Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year.